What if I told you that some of the most jaw-dropping moments in history never made it into your school textbooks? Events so bizarre, powerful, and mysterious, they feel more like scenes from a twisted movie than actual history. Today, we're diving into 10 historical facts your teacher never mentioned. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at history the same way again. So grab a seat, maybe a snack, and hit that subscribe button if you're ready to journey into the strangest corners of the past. Let's begin. Number 10. Augustus Caesar was richer than anyone alive today. Let's start with something mind-blowing. Augustus Caesar wasn't just a Roman emperor, he was the richest man to have ever lived. Forget Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. This guy could have bought and sold them like street snacks in ancient Rome. As the adopted son and heir of Julius Caesar, Augustus didn't just inherit a name, he inherited an empire. At his peak, he ruled over the entire Roman Empire, and his personal wealth, an estimated $4.6 trillion in today's money. Some say Mansa Musa may have been wealthier, but his fortune was so vast it couldn't even be measured. Augustus's wealth, however, was tracked, and it was staggering. He owned everything from marble mines to entire provinces, and every tax paid in the empire flowed directly to him. Number 9. Alexander the Great was buried alive, accidentally. Alexander the Great, the man who conquered most of the known world by age 32, met an end more terrifying than any battle. In 323 BC, after 12 days of painful illness, Alexander seemingly died. But here's the weird part. His body didn't decompose for 6 full days. Modern scientists now believe he may have suffered from Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare condition that causes full body paralysis while leaving the mind fully alert. In other words, Alexander was alive, trapped inside his own body, while everyone believed he was dead. And yes, that means the great conqueror of nations may have been buried alive, fully conscious and powerless. Number 8. The world's most successful pirate was a woman. You've heard of Blackbeard, but have you heard of Qing Shi? Once a Chinese prostitute, she married the commander of the powerful Red Flag Fleet. But when he died, she didn't just fade away. She took control of the entire pirate armada. At her peak, she commanded over 300 warships and up to 80,000 crew members. She crushed Chinese naval forces, outmaneuvered the Portuguese, and even defeated the British Royal Navy. Qing Shi was so feared that the Chinese government offered her full amnesty and a pension just to get her to stop. She retired wealthy, respected, and undefeated. Now that's a pirate legend. Number 7. In the ancient Olympics, athletes competed completely naked. Think the Olympics today are intense? In ancient Greece, they took competition to the next level by doing it completely naked. Why? To honor the gods, of course. And because the Greeks believed in celebrating the human body's form and strength. Some also believed sweating freely helped detox the body and improved performance. Fun fact, the word gymnasium comes from the Greek word gymnos, which literally means naked. So next time you hit the gym, just remember, you're following in some very bare footsteps. Number 6. Julius Caesar was stabbed 23 times. You know Julius Caesar was assassinated, but did you know how brutal it was? On the Ides of March, 44 BC, Caesar entered the Senate, only to be ambushed by conspirators, including his close friend Brutus. They didn't stab him once or twice. They stabbed him 23 times. It was a calculated, savage betrayal. Legend has it, his final words were, "Et tu, Brute? You too, my child?" Whether or not he actually said that, the moment sealed one of history's most iconic betrayals. Number 5. The Colosseum was originally covered in marble. We all recognize the Colosseum as a crumbling stone structure, but originally, it gleamed white, fully clad in marble. After the fall of Rome, invaders stripped the Colosseum of its marble and ripped out the iron clamps that held it together. Those pockmarks and holes you see today, they're not from age, they're from centuries of looting. The once majestic arena of gladiators now bears the scars of its own empire's collapse. Number 4. Rasputin survived poisoning and multiple gunshots. Russian mystic Grigory Rasputin had such a hold on the royal family, many nobles were desperate to kill him, but he just wouldn't die. First, they poisoned him with cyanide-laced cakes and wine. Nothing happened, so they shot him. He got up. They shot him again, twice more, one in the head. Still moving, Rasputin tried to flee. Finally, they beat him, tied him up, and threw him into a frozen river. When his body was found, autopsy reports showed water in his lungs, meaning he was still alive when he hit the icy water. He didn't just die, he had to be forced out of existence. Number 3. Vikings discovered America before Columbus. Columbus may have gotten the credit, but the Vikings beat him by 5 centuries. Around 1000 AD, Leif Erikson, son of Eric the Red, sailed from Greenland and landed in a lush forested area we now call Newfoundland, Canada, which the Norse called Vinland, land of wine, due to the wild grapes growing there. The Vikings built timber longhouses, hunted game, fished, and likely engaged in contact, peaceful or otherwise, with indigenous peoples like the Beothuk. Evidence of their presence includes the Norse settlement ruins at L'Anse aux Meadows, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Their ships were engineering marvels, capable of crossing the harsh Atlantic long before compasses or maps as we know them. And while the Viking presence didn't last, it proves that European exploration of North America didn't start in 1492. It began with Norse sails catching the wind over 1,000 years ago. So while your history books mention 1492, the real first European feet on American soil wore fur boots and carried axes. Number 2, medieval Europe put animals on trial. This one sounds like a joke, but it's true. In medieval Europe, animals could be tried in court. Pigs, rats, even bugs were charged with crimes like theft and murder. In one real case from 1457, a sow was tried for killing a child. She was found guilty and executed. Her piglets were acquitted for lack of evidence. These weren't symbolic trials. There were judges, lawyers, and actual sentences. Some animals were even excommunicated by the church. So next time your dog chews your shoes, at least you're not dragging it into court. Number 1, Victorian-era families took portraits with the dead. And finally, one of the creepiest facts in history, Victorian families took portraits with their dead relatives. Called death photography, this wasn't considered morbid. It was actually a way to preserve a final memory of the deceased. Corpses were dressed up, propped in chairs, and even had their eyes painted open to look more lifelike. Sometimes, the dead looked more alive in photos than the living. It was the 1800s version of a keepsake, only way more haunting. And there you have it, 10 jaw-dropping historical facts your history teacher never told you. From trillionaire emperors and unkillable mystics to nude athletes and courtroom pigs, one thing's for sure, history is anything but boring. If this video changed how you see the past, hit that like button, subscribe for more shocking historical deep dives, and drop a comment telling us which fact blew your mind the most. Until next time, remember, the past is full of secrets, and some of them are far stranger than fiction.